Nature always displays vibrant and beautiful colors from plants, animals to tiny microscopic cells. Creation bestows upon species diversity and colors for self-defense or mating display purposes. This is the secret for organisms to compete in the survival battle in the wild. Each forest is a community of competing plant species, vying for nutrients and light. In nature's persistent survival battle, the strongest species persistently rise to dominate the top layers. Shorter species fill the gaps below, creating a multi-layered primary forest ecosystem. Forests are the common home for many organisms. They compete and depend on each other within the closed cycle of the food chain. The photosynthesis capability of green plants is a special gift that creation has bestowed upon species. Forests regularly produce millions of tons of oxygen every hour, helping sustain life across the planet. Green plants also play a role as natural air conditioners. In one day, each tree can release 400 liters of water through its leaves. This natural cooling effect is equivalent to 5 air conditioners working continuously for 20 hours. Thus, the entire forest becomes a complex of billions of energy-free air conditioners. In leaves, two groups of photosynthetic pigments always coexist. The chlorophyll group has green color, dominating in proportion, while the remaining pigment group carries various colors but in smaller proportion. The nature of sunlight consists of 7 rainbow colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. When light shines on leaves, chlorophyll reflects green color and absorbs other colors. That's why when reflected to our eyes, leaves appear green. Chlorophyll is where extremely important photosynthetic processes occur, indirectly creating all oxygen in the Earth's ozone layer. When the rainy season ends and transitions to a harsh dry season, deciduous forests begin to transform and change their appearance. The green color of leaves gradually turns yellow as they approach the end of their life cycle. This miraculous natural phenomenon brings us colorful festivals every autumn. During the winter period, hot sunny days gradually shorten and cool nights last longer than other seasons in the year. Changing weather conditions cause significant changes in plant life activities. At this stage, the main function of leaves, creating energy through photosynthesis, is no longer necessary. On the other hand, trees must reduce water evaporation through leaves to survive the dry season. The best solution for this problem is to shed old leaves and grow new ones, to maintain life through the harsh winter. At this time, a separation layer forms between the branch and leaf base, preventing water from moving up to the leaves. Due to interrupted flow, chlorophyll production stops, causing leaves to gradually lose their green color. As chlorophyll decreases, the remaining pigment group in leaves gets the opportunity to emerge and gradually overwhelms the green color. This is the creator of enchanting golden autumn paintings. Millions of tons of falling dry leaves decompose to create fertility for the topsoil layer. They will provide nutrients for plant growth, creating a closed cycle of the plant kingdom. When the dry season reaches its peak, each forest takes on different shades. The natural world always conceals intense vitality. Just waiting for the first seasonal rains to appear, forests burst forth with fresh green buds. Wonderful nature always displays vibrant color tones. Creation has given birth to species and bestowed upon them characteristic colors. The appearance of organisms at different times makes the natural painting constantly change. Vast forests can develop thanks to a numerous army of birds and insects. Flowers play the role of the plant's business cards. The attractive colors of flowers invite visits from various organisms. Nectar is the reward for insects and nectar-feeding birds. In return, they unintentionally carry pollen far away, as a price for that reward. Pollen is carried through the air to other plants in the vast forest. Pollinated flowers produce fruits, which also attract many animal species. Plants live in fixed locations, but their fruits and seeds have the ability to travel beyond their living place. Brilliant dispersal ability has helped the plant kingdom conquer all living spaces. The seeds are ready. Now, the plants need help in dispersing and sowing seeds. Fruit-eating animals are expert seed dispersers. Thanks to them, seeds are scattered throughout vast forests. Fruit-eating birds are always attracted to trees with ripe fruits. From early morning, the mountains and forests awaken with the chaotic sounds of various birds. Those mountain forest sounds are occasionally interrupted by the songs of garden birds. Many bird species swallow whole fruits, but their stomachs only digest the soft outer flesh. The hard seeds are excreted into the environment through feces. As birds fly throughout the forest, seeds are sown and germinate kilometers away. Behind the tranquility of each forest lies marathon races of plant species. Only the strongest and most resilient trees can compete in the battle for survival. This young tree is likely one of thousands of individuals that will compete for life in the vast primeval forest. If it survives, it might reach for the sunlight after many decades. True spring arrives when many orchid species bloom throughout the tropical forest. In the plant kingdom, orchids are one of the most diverse families in terms of species number. They grow diversely on various terrains and have wide distribution. From humid tropical forests to cold regions, orchids are present. However, to thrive, each orchid species requires different environmental conditions. Epiphytic orchids typically live on tree trunks. Terrestrial orchids live and bloom on the ground. Some species grown on mossy rocks are called lithophytic orchids. Orchids are compared to beauty queens due to their elegant appearance, vibrant colors, and intoxicating fragrance. The shape of petals and sepals are features that help them attract insects for pollination. Orchids are rich in shape and color. They almost have all the colors of the rainbow. Vietnam is highly regarded for its diversity of orchid species. Our country's orchid flora has about 900 species belonging to 152 different genera. Many new species continue to be discovered and added to Vietnam's orchid catalog. If thoroughly investigated and studied, scientists estimate our orchid flora could reach 1,000 species. Typically blooming in spring, the brown ghost orchid emits a gentle fragrance. This epiphytic orchid species is quite common in the primeval forests of southern Vietnam. The single drooping race knee cluster creates favorable conditions for bees and butterflies to collect nectar and pollinate. The brown ghost orchid has large petals, pale yellow with purple spots at the tips. They are one of 8 species in our country's ghost orchid genus. Found in low mountain semi-deciduous forest habitats, the leopard orchid also blooms each spring. The leopard orchid has stiff flower clusters growing obliquely near the leafless stem. The small petals don't fully open like other orchids but have a gentle fragrance. Each cluster can have up to 50 flowers densely arranged on one side like a brush. The petals have bright pink mixed with purple. The elongated lip has a bright yellow tone. The leopard orchid is characteristic of the southern region. When the rainy season reaches its peak, the mountains and forests seem to wear new clothing. Mist covering the mountain peaks creates a scene both mystical and majestic. Humid climate provides ideal conditions for fungi to multiply and develop. Fungi are indispensable organisms in nature, an important link in the cycle of material transformation and exchange. Fungi and bacteria are the main decomposers, playing important roles for the planet's ecosystems. Previously, scientists classified fungi as members of the plant kingdom. However, recent studies have separated fungi from the plant kingdom and recognized it as a distinct kingdom. Fungi lack tissue structure. They can be unicellular or multicellular and lack chlorophyll. The reserve substances in fungi are not starch and glycogen like in plants and animals. They reproduce by spores or vegetatively from hyphae or mycelium. Fungi cannot ingest nutrients. They secrete enzymes that decompose complex organic substances into soluble compounds for absorption. Most fungi are saprophytic, meaning they feed on the remains of dead organic matter. A few are parasitic organisms, and a few are dead parasites. On the remaining parts of dead organic matter. A few are parasitic organisms, feeding directly from other living bodies. Saprophytic fungi play a role in the material cycle in nature. All dead bodies of plants and animals are decomposed by saprophytic fungi into simple inorganic substances, both solving the issue of dead bodies on the ground and providing inorganic substances for plants to use as raw materials for synthesizing organic compounds. These organic compounds are the source of life for all organisms on Earth. Most fungi cannot be seen with the naked eye. The species we see in nature are only a very small part of the fungal world. Macrofungi and molds are two groups that can be observed with the naked eye when they are in the fruiting body stage. The fruiting bodies of each species have different shapes, sizes, and colors. Today, fungi are widely applied in life and production. Many species are used in food technology, serving as food during fermentation processes. Fungi are also used to produce antibiotics, hormones in medicine, and various enzymes. Many fungal species contain bioactive substances toxic to animals and humans, especially those with bright colors. Mother Nature always has simple ways to solve the most complex problems. Each species is an important link in the natural web of life. They always compete but depend on each other according to the food chain law. If a species becomes extinct, it means a link in the web of life is broken. This significantly affects the order and balance of the natural world. To make biodiversity conservation effective, it is necessary to conserve living habitats. Conserve all groups of plant and animal species. These are the components that make up our sustainable ecosystem.